everyone. Welcome to another episode of GMAT Success Stories. Today we are diving into the inspiring GMAT journey of Siley, who is a determined GMAT student from India who refused to let her failure hold her back. Imagine scoring a 630 in your first attempt only to face disappointment again in two subsequent tries. But Siley didn't give up. Instead, she continued to work on her weaknesses, still achieving a remarkable 705, placing her in the 99th percentile in the recent GMAT focus test. But what exactly did Sally do differently? How did she turn her setbacks into success? Join us as we explore Sally's journey, uncovering the strategies she employed, the challenges she overcame, and the invaluable lessons she learned along the way. But before we dive in, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to support us in bringing you more inspiring stories like Sally's. Hey, hi Sally, welcome to GMAT Club. We wanted to talk to you about few things about your GMAT journey. So my first question would be around what your professional background is and what were your motivations for GMAT and MBA.
Hi, Ipshita. Good evening. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my story with everyone. I am Saili. I am from Yavatmal, a city in Maharashtra in India. I've done my undergrad in mechanical engineering from College of Engineering Pune in India. During my undergrad itself, I felt like MBA is something I want to do, but I also knew that having some industry experience is also needed, which is why right after my undergrad, I decided to join Eaton. Eaton is a power management company, and I've been working in Eaton for the past 6 years now. I'm actually a VAV engineer. So my job is to improve product margins while reducing the cost of the component. And during my journey there, I have been working on multiple projects as engineering lead as well as project manager. So after getting that kind of experience, I decided that okay, it is a good time for me to start preparing for GMAT so as to take the next step for MBA.
Understood. Great. So you must have a lot of pressure at work and it must be very difficult. So how did you manage your GMAT prep with the workload?
Yeah, so like you said, I work full time and managing studies after job is really difficult. But I knew at the end of the day I have to crack GMAT, which is why after coming back from office, I used to study for almost 2 to 3 hours every day. But it took me some time to get to a level where I am today. So I initially got like 630 in my first attempt, and it took me like 4 attempts to get to 705.
Wow, that's awesome. But before we jump into that, I would really like to know how did you start your GMAT prep? Like, what was the initial plan and how did you go about it?
So I started my GMAT prep in the month of August in 2022, and back then I didn't really knew more much about the courses that are out there for GMAT prep. So I started preparing on my own. I bought all the official guides, and I was practicing the questions on the guide, as well as I was going through the video lectures that are out there in on YouTube. So I used to watch the lectures available on GMAT Club channel as well as GMAT Ninja, and that is how I started preparing.
Got it. Awesome. So your first attempt was 630, right? And you said your final attempt was 705. So let us just tell us more about it. How did that jump happen and what all did you do?
Okay, sure. So after my first attempt, I got a score of 630. I wasn't really happy with the score. I was actually aiming for a score of 730, 740 in the old GMAT edition. But at the same time, I knew that the preparation that I have done is not enough. After taking a break of like 2, 3 months, I started preparing again. This time around, I thought that I will have to take a more systematic approach, and I was actually going through GMAT Club website one day, which is where I got to know more about the eGMAT course. I decided to sign up for it, and eGMAT really helped me improve my skills. So verbal was actually a pain point for me, and it really helped me brush up topics wherein I was really weak in, and really helped me get to a good score. But I was still not able to get to the level I wanted to achieve. I still got a score of like 680.
All right. And how did you change your verbal strategy with EGMAT? And how did you land a 705?
Okay, so actually, after my third attempt, there were multiple reasons I think which led to a low score. To be honest, 680 is not a low score. So at the same time, I knew that okay, I have landed a good score. I can actually take one more attempt and aim for a higher score. But even if I don't get a good score, I still have 680 at the end of the day. So this time around, I tried to focus on everything that I did wrong in my previous attempts. So the first thing which didn't really go well for me in all the previous attempts was test anxiety. As I was giving exam after such a long break after my undergrad, I wasn't really used to giving exams. So whenever I used to take the GMAT test, I was always in slight pressure and I was nervous, and I think that used to reflect in my exam score. I also feel that test timing was also an issue. I used to struggle with getting all completing or attempting all the questions in the exam. So that was another reason why I think I was not able to reach to the score that I was aiming for.
So, did taking a lot of mock exams help really before the exam?
Yes, this time around in my fourth attempt, like I said, I tried to make sure that I'll work upon all the weak points that I had and I was not able to do in my previous attempt. So, like you said, in my fourth attempt, I made sure that I'm attending as many mocks as possible, and I also changed my strategy a little bit. So, this time around, I went through all those resources that are out there on various platforms. So, I read multiple articles that are out there, and multiple mentors also suggested that sticking to official questions and official mock tests is really important because this edition is really new. And instead of referring to non official questions, it's always better to stick to the official material. So this time around, I decided that I'll stick only with the official questions, official mock tests. And what I was doing is right after my third attempt, I took a GMAT mock test in order to understand where I am at. And I got a score of 585 in my first mock test. So after taking that test, I got to know that okay, the level of questions or the questions in quant as well as verbal is similar to how it was for classic. The only difference is in DI, and in DI also. Actually, IR has always been a strength for me. In my previous attempts, I had always got a score of around 8. So I knew that okay, if I stick to what I know and make sure that I don't make silly mistakes, I can get a good score in DI as well. So yeah, that is how I was trying to have a systematic approach this time around, and I decided that okay, I'll take a mock test every alternate day. So and on the day wherein I'm not taking a mock test, I will solve the questions that I was getting wrong. So this
Awesome.
approach really helped me, and I think that is how I was able to get 90 on quant. So whenever I was getting any question wrong in quant, I used to make sure that I'm solving at least 15-20 questions on the that particular topic, so that if a
Right.
similar if a similar question comes, I'm at least not getting that question incorrect. So yeah, I think that really helped me this time.
I think that's a great strategy. Thanks for sharing that. Next, we would like to know how was your testing day experience for the last attempt?
So my testing day experience was really smooth. This time around, I decided that I'll take the test around the same time slot when I used to practice my mocks. So I used to practice mocks early in the morning, around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So I decided to pick a slot similar to that. I also decided to test center early, around 15 to 20 minutes early. It's not recommended to reach very early because then you'll have to wait. So I reached around 15 to 20 minutes early. And then I was also explained all the changes that have been implemented since Focused Edition was rolled out. So that was a new thing that happened from the Classic Edition. And yeah, so I entered the test desk, and then the exam started. And like I said, that the level of the questions or the language of the questions was very similar to the mock test that I had given. So the overall experience was similar to the mock tests.
Got it. So how did you feel after getting done with the exam?
To be honest, again, I was in shock at the moment, because I had been getting a score of around 685 in my mocks. So 705 was not something that I had achieved in my mocks. So that was around a 20 marks improvement, and I was really happy. I couldn't believe myself.
Yeah, I think that's a great score. So, what were your takeaways from your entire GMAT journey, and what advice would you give to GMAT aspirants?
So I think there are two, three takeaways that I have. The first thing is, from my story itself, everyone can see that I initially got a score of 630, and I've reached to a score of 705. So GMAT is definitely a skill-based exam, and if you put in the hard work and consistency, then definitely anyone can get a good score. It's not a matter of intellect or talent. It's just that you need to put in the amount of effort, and definitely everything is achievable. So that's one thing. The second thing is, I would recommend to stick to the official sources, official guide, official mock tests. And I would also recommend you take as many mock tests that you can. Everyone can attempt 12 mock tests, and at the same time, after giving mock, make sure to solve or make sure to get all the questions that you have gotten incorrect in your attempt. So practice what you've got wrong, and then try to make sure that if a similar type of question comes again, you are able to solve that question. I think these two things, it will really help.
Awesome. So, what I felt in my GMAT journey was that when I was done with solving so many OG questions, I had no more questions to solve, and I was repeatedly solving same questions. So, what were you doing when you were done with OG questions?
Yeah, I think such condition also came for me. Like I said, I was referring to EGMAT course. I think used up all the material that they had, and also used up majority of the material that is out there for official guides. But I think maintaining an error log helps. You have an error log, then referring to the questions that you are getting incorrect, and maybe taking some time off. So if, for example, you're attempting verbal and you've used up all the questions, then maybe switching to quant and then taking a break, so that you don't remember the answers there. So I think that might help.
So, Sally, did you use any GMAT club questions or did you do the forum quiz? Because I remember I used to do a lot of forum quiz and it was really helpful for me.
Yes, Apshita, I have used so much GMAT club material that is out there. The first thing that I've used is the forum quiz, and I think that tool is really helpful, because there's an option for you to select what kind of questions that you want to attempt, right? So I used to apply filter to only official questions, and then attempt the particular topic. So like I said, if I was struggling with quant topic, for example, probability, then I'll apply these filters, and then I'll solve 10, 15 questions of the same type, so as to get a hang of it. So definitely solved a lot of questions from GMAT Club. At the same time, when I was struggling with timing and not able to attempt all the questions in a particular section, I also use the practice quizzes that are out there in GMAT Club. So I think I used the section wise tests that are out there. I solved like 10 to 15 quant quizzes. At the same time, I solved like 5 to 6 verbal quizzes. And I think that really helped me in my preparation.
Awesome. Thanks, Siley. Okay, guys, so we have come to an end of the discussion with Siley. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video so that it reaches to other GMAT aspirants. Thank you. Bye.